what are the products that you are showcasing at ACMA Automechanika New Delhi 2026 and how they are relevant for today's market?
So, as we heard recently, half an hour back from the Honorable Minister on his inauguration, and he was here to inaugurate our booths too, that the space has grown from 21,000 meters to 51,000 meters. So the show has doubled, and so has the ZF exhibit here in the last 2 years. So that's of course good news for India. This is good news for us. So there's a lot happening in the industry. The Indian auto industry is moving the right way. We see a revolutionary change not only in volumes but also the product profile of the products coming in the market, be it the passenger car segment or what we are focusing on today, the commercial vehicle segment and other segments. And with that, we are trying to, of course, make a difference ourselves. So the products we show here are primarily, of course, the normal high volume aftermarket products, but we also try and showcase here our technology products today, because that is what ZF is known of for, not only high technology products but EV products and also digitization driven electrical and electronic products. We know that in general the industry has been very traditional, but with the change in landscape towards technology now, we do feel a good fit for ZF here, because most of the market is moving towards better products. In the commercial vehicle industry, these are good times. I believe that the last quarter was good. I believe that this quarter will be hopefully exceptionally good, and it looks that the next financial year probably we will return to the volumes we had in 2018-19, which due to COVID and other reasons were not touched upon later. That gives us a very strong possibility to focus on our development, strengthening our business and growth on the aftermarket side. On the commercial vehicle side, we already know, as you already know, that we have a strong presence with 80% plus market share, especially in braking systems. We are expanding that portfolio with our OEs, whether it comes to transmissions, to software-defined vehicles, or ADAS, or clutches, or steering systems, and so on and so forth. And that would also mean that we will strengthen our portfolio to service the market on the commercial vehicle side, not only with the OEs where we work with, but also our own presence and the strong dealer network we have around the country. So therefore, two things for us here: a much wider product range, not only on commercial vehicles, but passenger cars, industrial technologies, railways, etc., construction equipment down here. But on the other hand, also not only standard traditional products, but very much high technology products, including products which are adding new value in terms of digitization or developing skilling or increasing the uptime for our customers with our parts out in the market.
Okay, sir. So does the India-US trade and India-EU FTA trade agreement open new opportunities for you as well, and how is it beneficial for your product?
In a way, it's too early to say. It's just 1 week since the EU FTA has been announced, but we all know that it was under discussion for 20 years, and we have the outlines, and the outlines really, if they are true, the agreement probably will come into picture only a year later. So there is still time to go. We will look into what it needs to be done. But no doubt, being an extremely strong company around the world, especially in Europe, with the FTA coming with Europe, we see that we have good possibilities not only in the country, but also probably on the aftermarket side also to export wherever it justifies for the European market. And then, of course, we have the US trade agreement also under an announcement. So I think this only opens the door. I cannot give details at this moment. But maybe, Ashish, if you can value add a little more our inputs into the commercial vehicle aftermarket segment.
Yeah, so thanks Akash. So I totally agree to what Akash has said, though little early, but we are looking at it as a very exciting opportunity. One, to be more competitive also into the Indian market, because there are products and components which globally we are leader, and then here we can be cost competitive once we are a free trade agreement. But at the same time, our strategy, and if you know, it's a like make in India, that we also see a huge boost actually with that particular thing, because when the duties are going to go down, and as a ZF India, we are looking at as a closed manufacturing hub where we produce here and export it to the globe, and that's where we think that it is going to give us a shot into the arm, because the products will be manufactured here with the ZF technology, but with the Indian cost and the Indian manufacturing excellence and the frugality, that will be world over, it will be more competitive, and that's what we are looking for, a huge upswing both into the raw material sourcing as well as into the outsourced finished aftermarket product into the worldwide.
Okay, sir. So, do you see generative AI becoming a practical tool for diagnostics, training, or technical support in the Indian aftermarket?
So I think technology is taking a new shape. I will not go in depth defining whether it is generative AI or there are other modes and methodology. I think we have been fairly basic in India, but now we have seen that in the last 10 years, especially with our strengths in the software, digitization has played a big role. So that's the first impact we are seeing in our businesses, including aftermarket, which I'll ask Abhishek to mention. But yes, with over 5,500 engineers based out of India, for us as ZF Group, including for parts of our aftermarket business, we are focused on all the new technologies here with our center, especially the biggest one in Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Bangalore, Coimbatore, etc., etc. So technology will play a big role. AI will play a big role, but at this moment, I think with digitization coming in, our aim is developing faster inroad into the market so that we can make the product or the spare part available for the customer at time. The second most important thing is skilling the mechanics, skilling the take points or buy points for parts, etc. Not skilling, making information available there and making information available for the end customer with the reliable ZF products. What would you like to add to that, Abhishek?
Yeah, Akash. So I totally align, and it's a very early step, but we see exciting opportunity unfolding, and not only generate AI, but also agentic AI at a couple of places. We are seeing the early offspring, and let me tell you a couple of examples. Like ZF Pro Service is our network, and we know that now with the complicated vehicle parts and the ecosystem, not every mechanic has the access to that, how exactly it has to be fitted, and that's where the VR as well as with the agentic AI, you can create those manuals, those visual diagrams, those know-how steps and everything on the step. So in a way, we are looking it as to bridge that crucial knowledge gap, to equip the last mile guy also to have, as we say earlier, we used to have ustad into the ecosystem, to have their own personalized ustad which can handle at the tip of his thumb and then can do it. And at the same time, if you see with the VR and everything, those who are sitting there, our training hubs, our those leaders of this industry, they can also actively participate and do the diagnostic and this entire cosmetic, and that's where we are looking a very, very big way to implement it in the coming year, especially into the diagnostic and the last mile.
Okay, sir. So, from an Indian customer's perspective, is sustainability influencing customer choice, aftermarket choices, yet or is value and reliability still the primary driver?
I think you know the answer already. Of course, value and reliability remains the primary driver. And for us, let me start with ZF. So we have very clear goals towards sustainability. We intend to become carbon neutral by 2040. As a team with 16,000 people in India, as ZF, we are doing a good job. We're meeting not only our global objectives, but very much far ahead with the local objectives the Indian government has put in here on sustainability, including the aftermarket space. But yes, value, reliability remains the prime driver still for our customers, whatever we may say. Younger generation or Gen Z, or what is it called even?
Millennials,
they are very much focused towards this. So I think they are driving the trend towards sustainability. And I think we see that the penetration will be more and more. as we move on. We want this consciousness because companies like us become much more relevant to the Indian ecosystem on the automobile side when sustainability, demand for reliable products, demand for longer life, demand for hassle-free trouble, demand for higher uptime comes into picture. It's a natural winner for us.
Thank you so much.
And just to add to this, the Riemann product portfolio, which is kind of a proof of whether the customers are accepting. We have a decent product portfolio on the remanufacturing, not much on the CV side, but on the PC side, and we are seeing the acceptance into the customer, and that's what's kind of second or bolster what Akash said. At least for the new generation and the other, there is a market which is shaping up and which is growing, and I see it as a good green field to the market.